February 9th, 9:47 AM, Discord Court Defender Lobby number 1. And with that I say hello everyone and welcome back to Pheonix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, the last episode, but part 3. Part 4? I don't even remember. Oh my, so Laurice feels that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. There's no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Are you lying? Worry not, and in any case. Worry not, and in any case, whatever it was that I saw that night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Laurice is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Mr. Elise Donim, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed, do not worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. Oh, I see. Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. Oh, but right now I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That is what my friend once told me. Miss Edgeworth, I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I will leave my defense in your capable hands. It's so funny to be played as Edgeworth. February 9th, 10 AM, Discord Court, courtroom number 7. Wait a second. What? Is Edgeworth gonna do the prosecution and the defense? What? Because he's on the prosecution side. There's no one on the defense side. Right? Or was normally everyone else on that? No! Court is now in the session of the trial of Sister Iris of the Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense doesn't need appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be set for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I am not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem that this case is already over before it had the chance to begin. I am ready to announce my verdict at this time. The court finds the defendant... Franziska? The prosecution stands ready. Oh, and you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be of any relationship to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I am von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, hey? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? Oh yeah, 5 years ago. You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor. No. 5 years ago, I'm pretty sure. I had like a fledgling in here. Miss von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man amongst those of the prosecutor's office. Or there isn't? But I'm sure once before in this court. Ouch! I told you, there is no such weakling. What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip at... I have no objection to the whip, but I have. I'm the one getting whipped. The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there is still only one truth, and that is what I stand here to prove today. This is to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Pheonix Wright in here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will now allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. Oh, I will not allow this chance to slip through my fingers. Okay. I misread this. I see you've brought your flair to the histrionic. What's that supposed to mean? Histrionic personality disorder. The personality disorder characterized by a pattern of excessive attention-seeking behaviors, usually beginning in adolescence or early adulthood, very fitting. And the histrionic as the adjective means of or relating to actors or acting, excessively dramatic or emotional, affected, or of similar relating to the stage of a stage player, befitting a theatrical. Now it makes also a lot of sense. Okay. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Okay, that was... The stage is set. And now continue with your proceedings, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, please give an outline of the case, with as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed book author, Miss Elise Donim. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from the golden statue. Oh, the sword is this picture, right? Is the weapon in question correct? Very well. The courts accept this photo of the crime scene. Oh, we got the crime scene. Crime photo. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand then. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. She's so small. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. I didn't think it was going to be that tiny. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Oh, little old me? Well, I am the head nun of Hazakura Temple of Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? A bikini. Huh? Nice to meet you, everyone. What? But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Ouch! The courtroom is in the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave the sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist, but let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night of question. No, that is right. I can still hardly believe it to myself, to be honest. There is no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Well, let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, please. Witness testimony of the night of the murder. That night I was helping an acolyte with a training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to the Hazakura Temple. There is no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it. So it was simple coincidence that you found yourself returning to the Hazakura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement you just made. There is only one problem with the statement that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle. Now are you, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what I can find out. Because I am really not that sure what I can do here. Right? So that's there, right? Weather data. Oh, cold. Yeah, that's the image. A photo of Elise. The magic bottle. Iris's testimony. Rang lights out bell at 10 PM and was in that room until the murder was discovered. I don't know if they're gonna take that, right? Goes lost the plot from stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after the death. Courtroom where Elise Dunham was murdered. Yeah, she could not have fallen 10 feet. And also survived it, you know? I wonder if I can do that. I'll try it. Okay. That works. Interesting, interesting. We're not gonna do that yet because I do want to have as much information as I can. What is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirit is what we train people to do, right? We will be the one asking the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There is a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. The college must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? Well, it's not quite exacting. It can be performed without non-supervising. Like a tutor watching and to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. Well, if that is the case, then why did you return to the Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently? Well, that's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and a fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was his fabulous back of yours hurting again? Well, yes, that's what I said. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. Oh, I almost fainted one or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, I was going to finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. You left Iris to help? With what? Well, what do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 PM, so we were starting to enter the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night you met Iris in the Inner Temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She never once failed to follow my directions. I wonder if that's why she called her there. Because that's weird, right? There's no bar by the Inner Temple, you see? And so you returned to the Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world, after all. And how long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind. I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? This is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? Ouch! Pathetic, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The lowest of the low. Just some sort of kick-me sign stuck to the defense bench. Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away for long, so... It was after I had finished that I went to go see. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That is right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness memory and observation skills are. Okay, yeah. Wait, no, not that one. She testified something. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests in the power of observation and memory, after all. Well. Don't worry, I'm more than up for the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I would like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. But no? She said that? A defendant or a witness. Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that you went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that you would lie.
She does indeed have honest eyes. What?
All people lie, and that is my belief.
Oh, why am I the only one getting whipped in here?
Didn't you see?
Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question.
Oh dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game now, do you?
Oh, well, that isn't exactly what I...
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter.
Well, then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Miss Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence.
Understood, Your Honor. It was naive to think that that alone would do the trick. Well, it never did for Pheonix. There you go. It's like, what was the name again of the main titular character?
Well, then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony and let us return to the cross-examination.
That was helping Acolyte with the training, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Wrong. She didn't have her hood.
Are you sure that you're not making a mistake?
You, young one, need to get your testament of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake.
An excellent finish there, witness.
I have to wonder. No, you don't, because I know. Ow! I just hit the mic. Sorry about that. Also, am I recording? I am recording. I always gotta make sure, because, like, you never know. Sometimes you just mess up.
Let's get one thing straight. I am not, but the defendant whom you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct?
Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Oh, hold it right there. Why do you have that?
That is the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Van Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung.
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant that she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Well. She had like 15k like boxes to stack on. Okay, that's hilarious.
It's not a bad feeling at all exposing contradiction like this. I might have to do it again. But now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time it does it.
True, he always looks so damn happy, doesn't he? Oh, I didn't read. Sister, this hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares, well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see, I stockpile a surplus of hoods.
Each nun is only given one hood, however. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
Well, that is quite strange.
If there was a surplus of hoods, then you could have just worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Van Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seed in any human heart. The seed of doubt.
Witness, Well, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, but you must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little bit more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. After my bath. Well, I finished my bath at around 11, so I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard and I took a look and... Did you go across while it was on fire? I heard a noise from the courtyard, I took a look and Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise! And with that sword of all things... Mr. Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. What? Did you say that you... What? That was weird. You saw a truly terrible thing, didn't you? A sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Van Kammer whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. Would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, as this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? But I feel like that last line... Very weird. Very, very weird. But after she was pushed out of her window. Okay, again, easy. But that's good. What? One of my cats is in the front of the door, so I'm gonna have to open that door. I finished my bath around 11. Hold it. We don't need to hear more. How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Well, let me think for a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to the dusky bridge from Hasakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? No, that's right. I was heading along the headway towards the main hall. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard and took a look and... You say you heard a noise? A thump, just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you see. You couldn't even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump, just like that. But then, wouldn't this noise you heard have been the snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. Wow. The next one to love gets a whipping. How will you got a whipping? Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over the courtyard and... Iris was... Oh, Mr. Elise with that sword of all things. This is the second time that the witness has testified of seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in those claims. Wait, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to. The murderer who stabbed the victim with a sword. Sister Bacon, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mentioned it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that had been bugging me all this time. Please don't keep us in the suspense. A hood. A hood? That's right, it's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she would have given that hood away to someone, right? You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Miss Edgeworth? Is it important? A testimony important? Yeah, sure. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you only need to ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Witness, and add that statement to the testimony. Okay, no problem. Iris didn't have a hood on. Sit before the lights out, Belle, the night of the crime. Is it gonna be important? I feel like that's a red herring. Are you sure about that? Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style. Yes, that's it. There's absolutely no need to explain yourself. We all wear the same clothes every time. I know, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whippet puppet instead of my whip. At least I might bite you and not someone else. I just didn't have a hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now please tell us about the victim, eh? Oh, Mr. Gillies was staying in the corner room which faces out into the courtyard. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor, right? Also, I gotta check something. There may be an achievement that you can get. Get every step ladder? Okay, no. Protect most of the wire? No. No. Fancy fallen walls. Oh, I didn't do that one. Yeah, all of his and Larry's childhood tales. Oh, I gotta do that one, don't I? I gotta do that one. There is no secret one that I missed out on. Okay. I thought there might have been one like with Iris or something like that. But no, there was none. So that's fine. No. Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downwards, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back. And so, talk about the height of a two-story building. I see. And the victim was staying in one of those elevated rooms, correct? Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room, after all. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Still wonder, like, what this red herring was. Also, why is the gem missing? Oh, is the gem on this one? It is. Okay, that's why the photo is important, right? The hood being important is very. Oh, the gem being important is very obvious. Okay, let's go and see. What do we have over here? What makes you so sure of all this? Just like I told you earlier, I heard the noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that. Your one was smart, sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in the winter. I'm a woman of faith after all, the head honcho. There's only two of them walking there. What's wrong, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? Doesn't feel like she's lying. This is very powerful testimony too. She claims to have seen the incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are two things I can believe in right now. My client Iris and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Yeah, but yeah, as I was saying, like, that one was also surprisingly easy to get. Impressive logic, that's what I would like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Oh. But that is right. It says after death right here. And the scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim right there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Uh-oh. True. Order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and then she was thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. Was there any signs of a struggle in Mr. O'Neill's room? Oh. She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Van Kammer, was there any blood? No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found in my glorious play of beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your claim that out. What the? I'm sure there is no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when the stab wound produces the most blood. Well, when it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That is so. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The witness was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. No, it doesn't, because she died of blood loss. Order. I must admit this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franziska von Kammer. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all suppositions on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With a whip? Oh boy. Alright. I feel like someone is missing, right? It can't be Larry. Larry would not kill someone. As stupid and as weird as Larry is, I don't think he would be a murderer. Well, I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Miss Elise. I never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Amy was stabbing Mystic Elise through her back. What? That is all confirmed Miss Van Kammer's theory. Van Kammer strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Kammer, and I'm here to teach you just that. For the details, let's go into them. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already there. Wait, do we have? No, that's that one. That's just Elise. Chris is just lying like that, right? Thinking about it, I didn't see her stab. I've never seen so much blood before. There's a bit of blood, right? It's not as much. Let's see. We're gonna go slowly through it. At the time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all of this, of course. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I saw any blood, not then. I'm sure you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug to the wound. In any case, let's be clear of one very important point. Did you actually see the incident in which the victim was stabbed? Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab her. Thinking very carefully, this is very important. It's Iris you're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports a theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miss Miles Edgeworth. I've never seen so much blood before. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further. Always good to press. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, what did you say? Now I skipped it. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling it. It was more like it came out. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was it important? More important than you can imagine. Was it? Why was it important? Smoothly, you say? You're saying that you saw the sword smoothly. Because of the pointy bits. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Amy. Like, how would you smoothly, like... Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. Up to the hilt too? Also, that sword has no blood on it. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand, which just slid out of Miss Elise's body, slid out from the gaping wound. Oh! Goes without saying, when the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something out of the testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? Now, on to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct? Well, I was unconscious. How long were you out for? I don't know, 10, maybe 20 minutes? A young man with a very prickly looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. I'm not sure I like that method of resurrection. Well, I wasn't asking for mouth to mouth or anything of the sort, but I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you. I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening? Missy Amy was stabbing Missy Elise through the... Oh, it was the statue, yeah, okay. I was like, what? How did you get stabbed again, right? But yeah, let's see. Shishito. Sister Bikini, you're a reliable witness. At least I would like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of those are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain explain yourself. To start with, you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this one. No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear? What meaningless ripple. I too may appear weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I choose so. No, that's not what we're talking about. The objection stands. I weep a little back there, I must admit. Well, that isn't the only issue. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shishido. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. But we're not walking with sometimes. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction.
You still got more?
This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, where is the only blood on the tip of it? Yeah, that's the most conclusive one. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood among the entire length of the sword. Oh no. I don't want to scream. I can't read. Franziska von Karma, stop blocking the text. Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions even from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that.
What does that all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but
having come this far, there can only be one answer. Sorry about that. And that is... the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shishito.
Oh, what?
A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of the foolhardily foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think that this sword was the murder weapon?
Oh, well...
It's because Mystic Amy was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong, and that's what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shishito was the murder weapon. But it was only a set piece.
Order! Ah!
So maybe the Shishito was not the murder weapon. But even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That is true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth.
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises.
The obvious question?
Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to?
Oh.
It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall in the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to how or if a sword-like object was found.
That's... Answer the question, Miss Van Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Another mystery to throw into the pile. The trial without the murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here?
The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe... I think I know where that sword was disposed of.
You what?
Well then, I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else could this old woman have seen? I'm thinking of like an icicle. Location of the weapon. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. and after asking that it may be reported, I went out to the main gate. On there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 10 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 minutes using one of those. Only 5? You don't go 3 times the speed using one of those. You go like 10 times the speed compared to the walk-in. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Oh, Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. But Pheonix was there.
Fitness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm in the best of shape. Well, with my back and my age. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here, it's a photograph. That could have happened any time.
A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
Oh. The tracks begin in front of the Hazakura temple and run all the way to the Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did you really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Location of the weapon. I do want to know where it is, because I thought it was gonna be like a icicle or something like that. Let's see, do we have anything? Someone came back. Oh, that's... Oh, I thought it was gonna be like her feet were like afterwards, right? No, wait. Whose footprints are those? I saw the murder at around 11 PM. Wait, what? You're sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all.
Oh, why was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11 I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. Does it? Okay. After asking that it be a report, I went out of the thingy. You asked Pheonix Wright to report a crime, correct? Right. The one who trampled me. It seems he's the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Pheonix Wright, he didn't even have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as usual. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand too. Anyway, I was really scared and it was taking me a while to get back. So I thought I would go by the main gate for a spell. What? And then I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated a snowmobile must have been used. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one that was there that we have. It will run no matter how much snow falls. No, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is relevant, but what should I... I need answers to every possible doubt. There's no mobile in question. Was it still warm at the time? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles? Why is everyone asking that? I'm playing to a snow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine, and if it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Oh, I see. I never thought of that.
That's right. I overlooked that too.
Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't go often around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason, only the snowmower wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it, curses. Seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then. How long does it take to get to the snow at Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? It takes 5 minutes. Like, I want to see if that is the case, right? No, okay, then the didn't count. That tracks. No, okay. You just said it's yourself that it does. Don't try to play mind games with me. And then came back when it was knocked out, but there's only one track. You think they went over it perfectly? I'm gonna have to see. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You gotta spare yourself some walking. Oh, there's a reason for that. Have you got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile. As happy as can be, I had fetched some water and I was heading back to when I crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. Haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything ever since. Oh, anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River. Refresh my memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and then back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. If you concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede? I just could have done that. You can drive a snowmobile after all. Well, it would have been possible time-wise. One element remains out of place here. Oh? And what would that mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Funkama. Ouch! Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why didn't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? Oh, what? No. Just so over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. Wait, it was like storming. And came back. Is that the contradiction? Yeah. I knew it was only one thingy. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted it inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river and then returned. If that was the case, then there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out of the bridge and those from coming back. Ah, are you right? You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. What? On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in that theory? The idea that the snowfall covered one set of the tracks? There is a contradiction. It stopped. It stopped before. The tracks by the river that were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Funkama, this is impossible. Would you care to explain why there is a root index finger currently pointed in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. So claims Miss Funkama. Edgeworth, please render your evidence to the contrary. That the outgoing were not covered by snow. That's the fact that the snow stopped beforehand. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time. Correct. On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report from Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 PM, but it stopped at around 10:50. Oh. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 PM,
The snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after the time to have been covered up. Oh. Also, I can never be sure, like, what is Sister Bikini's, like, feet and what isn't. Because she looks like she has, like, some furry, like, bear paws feet. Order. Very well then. Looks like Miss Van Karma's claim has been snowed in. Oh. It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. What? Answer me this then. When is the snow weather report ever correct? Oh, no, you've got it all wrong. This isn't the forecast, this is actual data. Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 PM. No, because the corpse was not covered up. It's true, we're kind of totally sure. What? How did you pull that one off? It stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. Oh, well, I've come this far. Very well then. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. You can't back down now, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Miles Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing? Well, not that one. Where's the corpse image? There you go. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point, and that being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. Oh. If you want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is, are you blind? The victim herself, Miss Elise Dunham. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, and that's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be two sets of tracks. I've got it all set in stone. Order. Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simple what all the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge, and at that time it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Well, Iris said she didn't leave at all, so they can't only be Sister Bikini. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? Well, there is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder, which can only mean that night I used the snowmobile to get to the inner temple. But Iris said that you never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can cross the suspension bridge. Oh, I'm gonna have to do something. So, she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what odd is when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, she didn't see it. I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to the Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. Covered in snow as well. I know what I saw, it was covered in snow too. But that is impossible. Is it? Order, order. Order in the court. What does this all mean now?
So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate, and furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there would have been 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this: after it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble.
I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Oh, yes, I've got nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know.
But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile.
A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that, unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame.
Hold on. Something is coming to me. Something smelly. Only an idiot would do that. Your Honor, actually there might be one individual who may be of help to us.
No, really?
You should know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder. I don't know for sure if I've seen it or not, but there are 2 things about him that do come to mind.
Which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder.
And the second being?
This individual that I am talking about went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
I need to tell you that it's Larry? Really?
This guy must be the product of Jean-Luc of the Laduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Paintings.
This is Larry Butts, the disciple of the victim Elise Dunham.
A student? Interesting. And where was he wandering about outside of the night of the murder?
That's... I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was, perchance, searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunately unreliable-looking man. What exactly was it that they saw? Not even I know. I intend to extract that from him right here in the courtroom.
Summon this supervisor witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I? I believe he's in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
Very well then.
Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you.
Well, the court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Van Karma, please see to preparing the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is now in recess. And I'm gonna take a little break.
But anyway, I have no idea what's going on. There's so much stuff, like, so much weird things going on here. I have no idea. But sure, I think I could do it. Oh, I should not have done that. Oh well. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And as always, I hope to see you next time when something smelly is afoot. Bye.